Hey guys, Solitaun here, back with more Hex Shards of Fate gameplay. These are 3 games I played in a row with the same deck, and I wanted to show you some of the combos that you can pull off with this deck, with the new card that's added, the Eye of Creation. So this deck is based around getting out as much mana as possible, as fast as possible, or threshold or color or whatever, and then throwing out huge creatures that the other player can't really deal with. One of which is that Wrathwood right there. I do have Hex Engines, 4 of them. There's the Eye of Creation. Now, if you're playing a fast deck, this deck will get owned. So it's not invincible. But most of the decks that I play at least go 5 to 6 turns. If this deck gets 5 to 6 turns, being not nearly unlucky as it can be, then it will probably win, just because of the resources that it gets so fast. There's only 12 creatures in this deck, 4 Wrathwoods, 4 Brigadons, and 4 Howling Braves. There are also the 4 Escalation Rhinoceros cards. Other than that, that's the only creatures that are in this deck. All the rest are mana building and Eye of Creation and Wild Growth there. And then Chimes. So the main combo in this deck is to get out all the mana as possible, throw out Chimes, and then throw out Eye of Creation and have Chimes duplicate it, so that you get out these huge creatures, one that's invincible that you can't get rid of, one that if you do get rid of, it goes straight to my hand, and every time I play it I gain 9 health. What you really need for these cards, once they're out, now granted you can kill this deck before these cards come out, but once they're out, the only cards that can really get rid of them are the ones that make it so you can't attack or block. Now there's only 4 of those in the white deck, that's it. I can't think of any other cards that can really deal with it. Now there are cards that you might be able to knock down its attack so it doesn't do as much damage, but other than just, you know, getting rid of the card or CCing it directly is that one card that makes it you can't attack or block. Other than that, there is not much you can do to get rid of these cards. You might be able to void one, void a Wrathwood. I don't know if you can void an invulnerable card like the Brigadon, but both those creatures are very, very strong. Most would say overpowered, which I might tend to agree with them, if it wasn't so much they had to come out so late in the game. Now granted, green is the deck that can get those cards out quickly because of Chlorophilia and Hex Engines and Howling Braves, which give them more mana. So yeah, just watch some of the combos I can pull off with some of these cards that come in my hands. This, if I remember right, this game wasn't, you know, a crazy combo game. The next 2, I'm pretty sure, are. So yeah, you might want to watch this a little bit. One of them I played 2 of the Rhino cards with 1 Chimes out, and it gave me what, like 6, 8, 9 Rhinos in 1 turn. It's pretty crazy. Chimes is overpowered, I think. Wrathwood might be a little overpowered because there's only a few cards that can really deal with it. And then Brigadon, I think, is crazy overpowered. I think it costs too less for what you get. Now granted, you have to have all 6 thresholds be green, but really other than that, so here's the combo. Eye of Creation with the Chimes. I got a Brigadon and a Wrathwood with 1 Eye of Creation. Now remember, I have a second one that can go off because of Chimes. So we'll wait and see. Now, I thought the game bugged out here, so I'm going to talk to my opponent and say, uh-oh. But then once I say uh-oh, the game actually starts again. The champion that I'm using is +2/+2 for that turn. Because all my guys have Crush, getting that +2/+2 on him is, you know, a pretty big deal. Now, also, Wild Growth combined with Chimes is pretty crazy on a Crush creature too. So there we go. So I get another Brigadon and 2 Howling Braves. And it's, I mean, that's just one turn, and that's like, what, turn 8, maybe? Now, granted, there are a lot of decks that can kill you a lot faster than this, so I'm not saying this deck is invincible or anything. But his 8/8 Flying Crush, I mean, what is that going to do? I can gain health every time with Wrathwood. I have 2 more Wrathwoods in my hand here. So he can do 8 damage to me. I can do, let's see, 12, 21. I can kill him. So, just with the Brigadons and the Wrathwoods. Now, he can throw out an Extinction, which is fine. It's not going to kill my Brigadons, and my Wrathwood's going to go straight back to my hand. So he's going to attack first, and I kind of figured that Extinction's going to come out since he attacked, knowing full well he can't block anymore. I'm like, okay, he's dead unless he has an Extinction. So there's the Extinction. Wrathwood goes back into my hand, and there's the 2 Brigadons still out there because they're invincible. I mean, just some of the combos you can just pull off with this. So now here's where I think I throw out both of these. Yeah, so these 2 combine and they escalate. So I'm going to get 1 on the first one, 2 on the second one that gets escalated. Then I'm going to get 4 on this one, then 8. Okay, so boom. Boom. I mean, that's crazy. It's freaking crazy. Oh, and then this combines with Chimes too. So I can throw it on both of them and win this turn. It's because they're both going to be 9/9s. And there you go. That's game. It's pretty crazy. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to actually find somebody with a fast deck and play them. Granted, I probably know what the result was going to be. I was probably going to, you know, lose miserably. Alright, so here's the second game. I didn't really like this hand. It's not a very good hand. So I'm going to draw again. This hand is much better for my deck. I know it doesn't look great, but to get out that much mana that fast is fantastic. Now, I'm playing the same deck, so I know he's a little bit slower of a deck. So I'm like, okay, this is fine. Now, if you do play like a faster deck, you can probably have some of the ogres in your side deck, so you can throw them in. You can have a few more fast type of creatures that kind of fit the strategy in here. So there's a zombie plague. You got the zombie plague out exactly when he needs to. When you need to play a zombie plague is on the second turn. Absolutely, that's when it's the best. Now, the only problem for him is that all my creatures are huge. So it's going to take him forever to actually get a zombie. Now, he can get lucky and hit a Howling Brave and get it on the first try. But see, he hit a Brigadon, and it doesn't matter. He's got to do it. He's got to hit that 5 more times to actually get a zombie out of it. Alright, so he's going to throw down another Threshold, throw out a Bone Warrior, so he has like an ultimate blocker. But it doesn't matter. My guys have Crush. Both of them. Both the big creatures have Crush. Also, if you can get a Chimes out and then get a Chlorphia, which you probably won't need that if you already have a Chimes out, that'll double too. So you'll get, 4 extra resources the next turn. So there you go. He got lucky. Hit a Howling Brave. He got a 2/2 zombie out of it. I don't really care. Didn't really bother me. He can keep hitting me all he wants. Once I get out the Brigadon, which looking at my hand, I know I can do it soon. Very, very, very soon. Actually, next turn, in fact. So this is, what, turn 5? Yeah, I think turn 5. And I'm going to have a Brigadon out already? I mean, that's insane. So now he's got to deal with an invincible card that can't be killed. So there we go. There's a Brigadon out. That card has to attack every turn. But right now I can out damage him, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so he hit 3 thresholds with his zombie plague there. Like I said, I'm not worried about a zombie plague at all. That is not a card that I'm worried about. So I honestly don't know what he's gonna do to deal with this, with that Brigadon out there. You can have all the murders, all the extinctions in the world. You can't kill him. Another crazy combo that I've seen is when somebody gets out, I forget the name of the card. It's a Ruby card that is a constant that if you put it onto a creature, it gives them, you know, Rage 1, speed, and something else. If you throw that on a Brigadon, what is somebody going to do about that card? Every time it attacks, it's going to get Rage 2, I think. So it'll, you know, get 2 more attack every time. You can't get rid of it. So there we go. I'm going to throw the +2/+2 on him. So now he has an 8/8 crush card that he has to deal with. And if he doesn't deal with it, then knowing full well that the wild growth is in my hand, he's dead next turn. If he attacks with both creatures. So there we go. It's an 8/8. If he doesn't block, then I know he's dead next turn. So he's going to murder my Howling Brave. Which I don't really care. I have enough mana right now anyway. Okay, so now he's at 8 health. If he attacks with both creatures, I have that Wild Growth in my hand. That's game. The only thing that can really save him is Life Siphon. Really. I mean, he could block with both creatures to block 4 damage, and that'll save him too. But, you know, 2 will get through, and then what? Then he's got no creatures. So he's going to attack with both. That's 3 damage. Down to 17. Okay, so there's the Life Siphon. So he uses all of his mana on the Life Siphons. Now he's 13 health. I'm at 12. Which is fine, because I know full well I'm going to hit him for 6. Next turn. Oh, and then there's a Wrathwood. I can get out the Wrathwood with the Hex Engine and the resources that I have. Gain 9 health. And now he's got a 9/9 creature with Steadfast and Crush that once you kill it goes back into my hand and I gain another 9 health when I throw it back out. So he's down to 7. What is he going to do at this point? Like, you can Extinction if you really want to. But that's only going to kill one of them, and that one creature that you kill goes back into my hand. Alright, so we'll see what he's going to do. He's thinking pretty hard here. He probably doesn't know what to do, because I honestly don't know anything he can do. Okay, so there he goes. He GG's. He knows that that card's hard to deal with, so he quits. Alright, so here's the third and final game. This hand right now is absolutely amazing for me. I don't think I could have gotten a better hand to start with. I've got a turn 1 play. I've got a turn 2 play by attacking with the Howling Brave, doing 1 damage. I've got a turn 3 play by tapping the Howling Brave, getting out a Hex Engine. Okay, so there's turn 1 play. Get out the Howling Brave. Okay, so he gets out of Zombie Plague on turn 2. Again, best time to get out of the Zombie Plague as fast as possible. Great. Except it won't do anything to my deck. So there's turn 2. Deal 1 damage to him. I mean, the only thing that might have been better if I drew into a Howling Brave that turn. That would have been probably the next best thing. Because then I would have 4 mana on the field, 5th in my hand, and, you know, go from there. Okay, so I got my 3rd Hex Engine in my hand. So here we go. Here's turn 3 play. Throw out a Hex Engine. So I have 5 mana, 6 mana on the field. 1 with the Howling Brave, 3 resources, 2 with the Hex Engine. So 6 mana. He throws out the Incantation of Fear. He probably should have gotten rid of my Howling Brave right there. That probably should have been his move. I mean, I don't know what it would have done, but, you know, I was thinking why he didn't do that in the first place. So I throw out another Hex Engine. I'm gonna tap the Howling Brave, tap the Hex Engine I just threw out, which gives me 4 resources. I'll throw out the next Hex Engine. So there we go. I've got 2, 4, 6 resources in just the Hex Engine. 6 plus the 3 that I have is enough to get out of Wrathwood. This is turn 5. This is, I mean, literally turn 5. I can get out a 9 resource Wrathwood. That, I mean, who's going to deal with that on turn 5? So there he goes. He finally gets rid of my Howling Brave. He should have done that before. Because then I couldn't have gotten out that 3rd Hex Engine, and I couldn't have gotten out a Wrathwood on my next turn. So there we go. Throw out the Hex Engines. Go all the way up to 10. Right? Throw out our Wrathwood. Now what? What's he gonna do? Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's so fast. And people saying the biggest weakness with high cost cards is how, you know, how late in game they come out. This is turn 5, maybe turn 6. It's out. That's not that late. That's not that late at all. Now, granted, there are speed decks that are very, very fast that can deal with this, you know, on turn 3 or 4. And again, this was a very lucky hand for me. Okay, so I got an Eye of Creation in my hand. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw out the Chimes, right? First, by tapping the Hex Engines. I only have to tap 2. Throw out a Chimes. Guess what? Now, next play, next hand, or next turn, I'm going to throw out an Eye of Creation. Tap all my Hex Engines. That's 6. That's 10 mana. That means that's 7. I can look at the top 7 cards with 1 Eye of Creation, and that Chime's going to create a duplicate. So the next 14 cards, if they're resources, they go into my resource pool. If they're creatures, they go directly on the field. I guarantee you there's going to be at least 1 Brigadon or 1 Wrathwood in the next 14 cards of my deck. Well, maybe not a Wrathwood because I have 2 in my hand. Oh, look, another Chimes. So what am I going to do? I'm going to wait on that. He can't deal with my Wrathwood anyway. So I'm going to tap 2 more. Throw out another Chimes. Now what? Now, the next turn, is going to be, 14 cards with 2. 7 more, that's what, 21? 21, the next 21 cards in my hand are going to be used by 1 Eye of Creation and 2 Chimes. Okay, so you got to Brigadon again, so that Brigadon is down to 4/4. He hasn't gotten 1 zombie out of that zombie plague. He's down to 8 health already. The only things that can save him is if he has life siphons. So there's 1 life siphon. He knocked me down to 14. He's got 14. I'm not worried about it too much because I have 2 Wrathwoods in my hand that I can just gain health with. So there's a resource. Oh wow, that works even better for me, right? So I'm going to do that. Right? So look. There's 7 resources. 9 resources. 11 resources. I play 1 of those. There's 8. So that's 16. Look at that. What do you get? That's 1 Eye of Creation. 1. Okay, I didn't get a creature card that turn, but I got a ton of resources, so I'm up to 13. And there's the last one. Got another Brigadon, a Howling Brave, and 2 more resources. I'm at 15 resources. This is what, turn 8, turn 9? And he's down to 5 health. With 3 Brigadons on the field. A Wrathwood, 2 Wrathwoods in my hand. He still haven't found a Howling Brave with his zombie plague yet. I don't know what he's got to have like 2 or 3 more life siphons in his hand to stay alive. And there's 1. Okay, right? So he's at 11. Oh, guess what? That's not going to save him. I had too much damage on the field. So there you go, guys. That's my deck for you. This guy's going to quit. And I'll see you guys next time.